So this is very special for me. Today, while we celebrate Israel, we also remember a very special man, Ted Comet. Ted had an idea to celebrate and support Israel in a very public way, and that little idea of his has grown into this, what we are all witnessing here today. A massive outpouring of support and solidarity for Israel, the country he loved so very much. It is a huge honor to share with you this video that I created about Ted's extraordinary contributions.
Most people want to live long lives, but no one wants to grow old. Your life has to have a certain meaning.
And boy, did Ted Comet's life have meaning. A pivotal Jewish communal leader, close friend of influential Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel, devoted family man, and so much more. At 100 years old, he won life in every way and lived each day in a noble pursuit of purpose.
I live with these tapestries every day, and they never, not only I never cease tired, I never cease to be inspired by them.
These stunning tapestries, handwoven by his wife Shoshana, who passed in 2012, portray the trauma she endured during the Holocaust. Ted invited countless students and groups into his home to view them over the past decade. These unique works of art depict how we can all weave hope from pain.
Trauma is part of the human condition. Everybody has trauma. So the biggest challenge in everybody's life is how do they handle trauma? Do you let the trauma master you, or do you master the trauma?
Ted was a visionary who co-founded New York's Salute to Israel parade in the 1960s. It's now called Israel Day on 5th, a radiant celebration of Jewish pride and solidarity with Israel. It started as a small march, but in 1967, 250,000 people flooded Riverside Drive in a tidal wave of unity that made the parade the world's largest gathering for Israel.
But what really altered the landscape of the parade was the third one, which turned out to be on the Sunday before the outbreak of the Six-Day War. And the community was very frightened at that time. And we changed it from a parade into a demonstration of solidarity.
Ted served as honorary Grand Marshal in later years and proudly gave this interview at the parade in June of 2024, just about 9 months before his passing in March of 2025.
I'm inspired by this whole turnout, and it's a very important expression and affirmation of the Jewish community and the Jewish experience.
Thank you, Ted, for a century of love, resilience, and unyielding devotion to the Jewish people and to Israel.
What a beautiful piece. And I had the chance to interview Ted a couple times at the parade. You had a chance to be inside his home.
I did, and you know, there will never be enough time to delve into what an extraordinary man he was and all his accomplishments. But one thing is certain, his legacy will live on for generations to come through his family, through his work in the Jewish community, and especially through this parade. And something beautiful to add, that Ted was actually buried in Israel, his final resting place. So Ted, we miss you, and we're so grateful for everything you've done. And I'd love to tell you about how I first met him. Obviously, I've been anchoring with you, and I had seen him being interviewed by Baruch, but because I was up in the booth, I never had a chance to speak to him. And UJA Witness Project is an incredible organization that I work for. I work with high school students and survivors, and I brought a group of high school students to his apartment. And the tapestries that you saw in this video hang so proudly in his apartment. Stunning. And I was so in awe of how not only he spoke about his wife, but how he spoke about these tapestries. And I said, can I come back another day and do a long-form interview with you? And I did, and I fell in love with this man. He was so special. So thank you to all of you for learning about Ted today. And now let's get back to the live parade.